Hello, District 1 and Fitchburg neighbors. This is Joe Maldonado, and I am happy to present you with episode 2 of D1 All Stars. Reminder to everybody that D1 All Stars is an opportunity to highlight the hidden gems in our community here in District 1 of Northwestern Fitchburg. I'm super excited about our guest today, Xochitth Garcia. I've known her for a long time and gotten to know her a little bit better over the years. And I didn't even know that she lived in the same neighborhood as me. But Xochitth is going to be here today to talk about herself, her neighborhood, and the work that she does at the Latino Chamber of Commerce. So, Xochitth, welcome.
Thank you, Joe, and thank you for inviting me. I was very surprised. It was a pleasant surprise to hear from you. We have followed your career through the years, and we have seen the impact that you have created in our community. So it was such an honor to know that you want to have me in your show. Thank you.
Absolutely. So, Sochi, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? Tell us your story, whatever you are comfortable with sharing with us. Love to hear about how you got to where you are today.
Wonderful. So my name, like Joe says, is Xochitth Garcia. I'm a proud Central American immigrant from Nicaragua, and I came to Wisconsin in January 2020. When 2020? Long time ago, 20 years ago. Let's set it that way. To visit some family members who were living here at the time, and I met my husband. We've been married for 20 years. Long story short, I decided to stay here in this wonderful weather. It was a challenge, to adapt to the culture, the language, and to embrace the whole Wisconsinite, temperatures. The winter was the hardest, but at the same time, I was really happy to find a community who is kind and who is loving. I think that's something that embraced me big time. Fitchburg has been my home since I came. I live in New Fountains when I first landed here in Wisconsin. And since then, I've been always living in Fitchburg. I think this is a wonderful place to have family and to grow your children. Now I have two kids. My daughter is 17. She's a youth. And my son is 10. So this is who I am, a proud Central American who loves her community.
Awesome. And you said you're in the Newfound's apartments. That's right along Verona Road. Tell us, what do you love about your neighborhood?
So that was my first residency, but since then I move around, so I can talk to you about different areas in our Fitchburg community. When I first move out of my family's home, I moved to Fish Hatchery. So I live in Valley View with my husband, and that have seen how Fish Hatchery developed into what it is now, a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood to live on. I know the Leopold area too as well. I know we have a lot of Latinos in there, and we're very diverse in that area. Then we moved near where you have Luna's store. So I've been living all around. Actually, now I live in King James, which is a beautiful place to live. I know a lot of people, have that stigma, and because it is a very diverse area. King James have a lot of history. I don't think we are here to talk about that, but I want to tell you that it's been changing, is improving. We have some challenges like every other areas, but it is diverse, it is beautiful, it is unique, and it is really rich. A lot of people says, "Oh, King James, African Americans." No, you have a immigrant community of Africans, Latinos, African Americans. We have all kind of people in there, and that's what is make us so unique. It's safe to be around. I've been living in King James Court for close to 3.5 years, and I get impressed every time I see our youth, getting together, playing basketball on the streets, and having that peace of mind that they are safe and that they can be outside just playing around. You know how kids are goofing around, biking around, and it's okay to see that, that we have a city that embraces youth.
Yeah, definitely. I know when I was campaigning last year, when I could actually walk door to door, I was knocking on doors and I ended up being surprised by how many people I knew. They either knew me or Usually they knew my wife or they knew my son. That was probably more often. They were like, "You're Aiden's dad." Tell us about some of your neighbors, like some of the gems you see in your community, and kind of like maybe if you got some funny stories or something like that.
Something that it catch my attention when I first moved to that area was that I see a lot of investment in youth. And saying that we have a church, and we're not here to talk about religion, but to see Chapel Valley waiting outside of the bus stop for the kids to invite them to do homework. Where do you see that? I'm like, I never in my life, since I arrived here, I have never seen people waiting outside the bus stop with the snacks, with lunch, with that willingness to sit down and listen to our youth. As when you're an immigrant, your parents have to put a lot of long hours to work. So a lot of those kids don't have any parents to help them with homework, to listen to their day-to-day challenges at school. So you have this group of, and they're youth, maybe in their 1820s, waiting outside of the bus stop just to embrace those kids, and they take them into Stonecrest Apartments community room. They will share meals with them, and they will help them to do homework. So that was something that it blew my mind away. Because I was pleasantly surprised to see the investment in our community. And the willingness of the kids, to follow the guidance, because sometimes kids are like sponges, the more that you talk to them to see how they can, grow into whatever they choose to grow in life. And that's the future. So I was very happy. And now with the pandemic, we don't see that lately, obviously for the restrictions, but the community room that we have in Stonecrest now is being used to provide meals. Something that people don't realize too is that we have a lot of low-income communities around that area as well. So schools were feeding our children's, right? So now Stonecrest opened that area just for a school district to bring lunch and to be a center of distribution for meals. So we are very close to each other, I think. And Miss Adrienne, who manages Stonecrest Apartments, she's such an angel. You will see her cleaning our area around. I have never seen someone working that hard to keep that area clean, nice, neat. She will be coaching those kids. It is really unique. And I love the fact that she will come in and approach kids to behave, to invest time in homework. Education is key. So those things has touched my soul. And another thing that I want to tell you is that, I never even realized, and I've been here for 20 years, that we have a huge community of Africans, immigrants like us, just because we are from different continents, it doesn't mean that they have struggles. And language, yeah, they might speak English, but a lot of times they suffer the same issues that our African American community face, discrimination and the stigma, and a lot has to do just with their skin tone of color.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you brought up a lot of really good points. Shout out to Jeremiah and Susie, the pastors at Chapel Valley. They live in the district and they're really invested. And shout out to Adrienne too, because she's super supportive. And that's something you don't usually associate with folks who are landlords or property managers. So Stonecrest Apartments, big up to them. We'll be right back to D1 All Stars right after this. Welcome back. We're here with Xochitth Garcia. We are here to talk about the neighborhood. We've been discussing how awesome King James Court is and how many amazing people there are. Tell us a little bit about what you feel like in your time here that our neighborhood and our city can use more of.
To be honest with you, I think we have a lot to grow. We have to learn how to be more diverse, but at the same time, how to embrace diversity. How to make people feel comfortable in our own area. How to get them to participate. I want to share with you something that it might sound really awkward, but I always motivate people to come out to vote. I feel that empowerment comes with the fact that you need to know your politicians. You need to know who you put in those seats, because that's how we will create change. For me, it is really important that we earn trust. I think our community can benefit of learning who you are. Like Joe, he's always around the neighborhood, volunteering, talking to people. That's how you know their need of the community. Working on the ground level, because if you don't know them and they don't know you, we cannot really move forward. But I think the other thing that we can use some advantages to invest in our youth. We know that we have a lot to improve. And that's not a secret. Like every other community, we have challenges. And Fitchburg have a huge community of Latinos. I don't want to throw numbers out there, but I think 70% of the population in Wisconsin and Dane County is live in Fitchburg, and that's good, because you're talking about our future, and how do we invest in our future? How are we gonna make those kids to motivate themselves enough to keep going, to keep educating themselves, to maybe pursue college careers? A lot of them will be the first timers, and their families, but we have to invest time in them. And I think that comes with trust. Trust is huge in Latinos. I think in any minority communities, a lot of our people don't believe in the systems or in the government, and I think that is something that we have to improve, working together. This platform is beautiful, and I'm pretty sure people will see this video. And if they see it, I want them to know that they have people who is working for them. They have us, they have you, they have city of Fitchburg council members who believe in them and who see talent and potential, because that's how we'll earn their trust, by acknowledge them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you made a really awesome live video on election day last year, sort of bringing folks to our new polling location over at Little John. So I really appreciated seeing you kind of walking folks through that. You can walk a couple blocks and go vote. Tell me a little bit more about getting folks involved in the political process. How do you do that?
Well, like I mentioned before, for me, trust is key. And if I can put myself in those shoes, and, if I have to walk, that day was cold, it was windy, but I was like, you know what, just don't worry about the weather. When you have a mind and intention, when you have a heart of serve your community, you don't care about that. And I want to thank the city of Fitchburg for open that specific area, because in the past people cannot even walk to that place. In the past we have to drive to the fire department station, and that was, I cannot walk from home to there, right? So I was like, okay, let's show these people now we have a new location that they can come out, and if they don't have a vehicle transportation, they can just walk. So
Yes.
my intention was just to show them how easy it was to practice that right, because it's your right. It's not that you're doing me a favor, you're not doing Joe a favor. It is your power, and that's how we'll get things to change, if you just get out and learn about our politicians, because that is something that is key for me. I was telling one of my coworkers here at the chamber that sometimes I feel that our people don't know who we are voting for. Our people don't take their time to learn about their history, backgrounds, why they're in those positions. What is it that you are bringing to the table? Because we have a lot of people out there, but we want to make sure that we choose our people with mind, intention, and heart. I want them to be in those positions to serve, right? The people or the community who have the most struggles, right?
Yeah, and we had a really historic turnout too. I think we had something like 85, 86% in the city of Fitchburg in this election cycle. So, shout out to you, shout out to any, folks who are out here getting people, to get to the polls. And I hear what you say. So what I'd like to do right now is make a commitment to sometime this summer. I just got my vaccine. I'd love to do a cookout, right near King James Court, and, have the community come out and, get to talk to folks. So, let's work on something like that real soon.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that's the only way that we can earn respect and trust from our community is to see our politicians getting involved and getting on the ground. Part of what I do where I work, because I work for a Latino Chamber of Commerce, is that I'm in charge of outreach. I work with communities. I talk to them. I do radio shows. I embrace them. I bring them in. I listen to their concerns, and then I pass out that message, right? I try to find resources. I try to facilitate, because a lot of times you just need to have the one person who people listen to. I'm not saying that they listen to me, but I do talk a lot, right? So I will convince you that we can make a difference, and that's how we'll make our community to grow and to be in a better position, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your professional career. How did you get to the point you're at?
Thank you, Joe. So when I came here, I did have background in business administration. That's pretty much what I do for a living, and that's my profession. I've been in management for many, many, many years. I work in SSM for 16 years, and because of some personal issues that I have with one of my kids' health, I decided to step down, reinvent myself, give up my life, and start from zero. And I'm saying this because I want to send a message to the person who is seeing this or who will see this later. We can always reinvent ourselves. So I create my small business. I'm an entrepreneur myself too. So I start from zero, from scratch, dedicate more time to be with my kids. And that's how I learned a lot about school districts, a lot about what we can do to improve our mental health awareness in our community. And I came to the chamber because a friend of mine who invited me to meet Jessica Cavazos and Jorge Antesana. And I always make a joke and tell them that they kidnapped me because I love what they do. I love what I see. I love how much passion they have and how much they care about our community. And now I'm part of the team. I've been working with them for 2 years, and I love, because of what they see. I love the fact that we can create real impact in economic development. I think that we are here to offer more. And a lot of time people have that belief that Latinos offer labor only. No, Latinos are much more than that. And that's why I'm working with this team today.
Right on. Shout out to Jessica Cavazos, by the way. We'll talk more about the Latino Chamber when we get back. We'll be right back to D1 All Stars right after this. All right, we are back. Joe Maldonado, Xochitth Garcia, D1 All Stars. Welcome back. We were talking a little bit about your professional journey that brought you to the chamber. Tell us a little bit about the Latino Chamber and what they do.
Well, the Latino Chamber of Commerce has been in the Dane County area, serving our area since 2003. So they have some history, many years already, right? A lot of people didn't really know much about the Latino Chamber of Commerce, and COVID put the spotlight on the fact that we are here serving our minorities, Latinos, and we start, doing much more outside of Dane County. But in that context, the Latino Chamber of Commerce specializes in economic development. We believe in empowerment. We believe in education. We believe in engaging. That's what we do here. We try really hard to train and educate entrepreneurs, or even if we find people who know about business, who have a background in business, who have the capital to invest in businesses, but they really want to have a pipeline. We are the one who advocate for them, who open doors or who connect them to the next resource. We are located in Fitchburg, and we have an entrepreneurial institute that now, Joe, and citizens of Fitchburg, we have 82 students in this semester only.
Yes.
Saying that with COVID, now we are serving statewide. So technology has opened a different market for us. And we're not saying this because we want just to emphasize that we're saying this because that's how much the need is out there. We have people living in rural areas who didn't have any access to training in Spanish and specific. So now they can get access to entrepreneurial training through our classes. Our virtual classes are open to anybody who wants to learn more about regulations, permits, about how to manage their business in a proper way. And the reason why I mentioned this, Joe, is because a lot of our business owners didn't access all the federal funding because they did not have their business in order. And that was devastating. COVID did not only hit us hard in our pockets, a lot of people lose their jobs, some of them lose their businesses. And that's when the chamber decided to close our institute in person, and we did everything virtually. So we were helping people to access to grants, apply for grants. We are trying really hard to help the business owners not to close their doors, because when you close a door, and this is what people don't understand, that business owners don't only own the business. They have the burden of their employees, the family of those employees. So they create employment opportunities. They are the ones who invest in our economic development as well. So mental health was really something that the business community faced now with the pandemic more, because a lot of them are depressed. When you see your dreams go through the pipe, it is devastating. And I know you own a business, so and you understand my language. Not everybody will understand where I'm coming from, but business owners are humans too. That's what I tell everybody. See a business owner as someone who have a 24/7 job. Let's set it that way, because you never rest. You are either in bed trying to figure out how are you going to keep it up? How are you going to keep your employees? How are you going to open the next day, knowing that we have a pandemic, who everybody's carrying a virus, maybe or not? You don't know. You're trying to be safe. You're trying to be conscious. But the Latino Chamber of Commerce has played a huge role in this. We have been doing a Negocios Seguros campaign since March 2020. Now we are doing a vaccination campaign because we want to educate our community on the importance of following the guidelines, the regulations. Even if we don't believe in the virus, we need to be careful. We need to make sure that we do not get the virus. The transmission needs to stop. And the virus is stop with you, with washing hands, following the guidelines, even if you don't believe in the virus. So that's how the chamber has been involved with the health department, the Latino Health Council, the Latino Children's and Family Council. We have a lot of great collaborations who see that what we do have an intention, because we are the ones stirring the pot, but a lot of people see us and they're like, oh, we believe in you, let's do it together. And that's how we get access to UW Health System. Now we are doing vaccinations for employees, business owners, anybody in the community who believe in vaccinations can get access to one of those for free. We don't charge. You don't need to be a member. That is something that people don't know. The chamber do not only serve our members. We do have a member base, yes, but we are here to serve you and anybody who is out there in the community who need our assistance.
So I'm not going to press you for the numbers if you don't have them, but do you know how many folks you've gotten vaccines for so far?
Close to 300.
Wow, that's amazing.
In 1 week, yeah.
In 1 week. Wow. Let me go back a little bit. You were talking about, some of our businesses. Can you give us a couple of stories? I'd love to hear, about some of our, Latino business owners who have, gotten success through working with you all.
We have many, and now with the pandemic, I was very impressed because people is evolving. In the past, when you see our classes, you will see in restaurants and cleaning companies, mechanics, painting, constructions. Now you have IT techs, you have online stores. Now I think our Latino entrepreneurs are trying really hard to step up. The COVID have shown us that, technology is key. And we are seeing the creation of more businesses through online systems. Now we have 3 online stores, Latino online stores, who sell products online only. We see caterers. Now people don't want to open restaurants. Now we are seeing that the system can close at any minute and any time. So they are creating catering systems only, where people can just order and come and pick up their food, or we can send deliveries. And some of those are some of the stories that we witness. It's not even that we are helping to create them. It's that we are witness. We're the witness of those ambitious, passionate visionaries. That's how I call entrepreneurs, because you don't know if it's going to be successful or not. But you know what? You have that in your heart and your mind. Go for it. A story that I want to share with you. It is one of the stories are one of them who decided to create a car wash, detail car wash. And I was like, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, people need to sanitize and disinfect their vehicles. If they are concerned about just opening any businesses, I think it's very important to keep everything clean and sanitized. And vehicles, you touch everything outside and you come back to your car and nobody take care of that. That car wash is located in close to East Washington, where you can just bring your car and they will do a detailed cleaning, not just a car wash, regular car wash. You leave the car and they sanitize and wash everything. So that is Capital Car Wash near East Washington for detailed cleaning. I'm sorry, I'm advertising businesses now here, but
no, let me cut you off. So, is there what's a good Fitchburg business that we can have our viewers go to?
Well, if you are looking to invest in our community here in Fitchburg, we have several different restaurants. You can stop by and visit Los Atlantes, Mexican restaurant and bakery, who keep their doors open through the whole pandemic. He's part of Negocios Seguros. You can also stop by and visit La Concha, La Hispana grocery store. We really need to stay local. I tell everybody to please, the corporations have enough money. Don't buy online. Go on and visit a local business and let us invest in our communities. Keep the money here in our community, because that's what we need to do. We need to allow our small business owners to stay open, because that's how we will survive, working together. We're in this together.
Yes, we are in this together. Thank you so much, Xochitl, for joining us. Again, D1 All-Stars, Xochitl Garcia. Please support the Latino Chamber of Commerce, and please support our local businesses. Take care and have a great rest of the day.